Women. How would you take it if someone constantly told you that you have no common sense regarding everything you do? I'd think that person was actually probably very narrow-minded. And tell them as much. Unless someone is repeatedly walking into traffic or trying to handle knives by the blade. People often use common sense to mean knowing what I know and thinking what I think. It's an intellectually lazy way to tell someone what they're doing is wrong. Constantly saying you have no common sense tells me the speaker isn't capable of saying stop doing it wrong. Here's how to do it right and why it's right. And quote. I would ask them straight up if they really deemed this kind of interaction to be constructive. Or in any what good. And what they are trying to achieve with comments like this. Independent of answer, I'd say how it makes me feel. And that I have no interest in keeping people around who, even try to, make me feel bad. Too much negativity in the world already. If they try to explain anything other than direct answers to questions asked, I would kindly ask them to take in what I said and come back to it when they've thought about it. I'm not interested in hearing reactionary explanations. And it's best to not turn it into a back and forth immediately. If it happens once, I won't enjoy it, but I will let it slide. If it happens again, I will have a detailed convo about it and why they said it. What was the point and why are they using this particular language? I would make it explicit that I don't appreciate it and I am not a fan of it in any way or form. So I would appreciate them not doing it. If it happens again, I will advise them that I am uninterested in having any further communication with them due to this behavior. And distance themselves. Regardless how close they are. Either they don't care about their behavior or they are doing it on purpose. So being explicit as soon as possible is the best way. What, according to you, is the highest form of self-control? The most extreme example of self-control is when those monks light themselves on fire and then sit still until they die. If you could make yourself do that, ignoring that much pain and such an extreme base instinct to not die for the entire time you're burning, you have complete domination of yourself and could make yourself do anything. You can take away my wife. You can take away my children. You can strip me of my clothes and my freedom. But there is one thing no person can ever take away from me, and that is my freedom to choose how I will react to what happens to me. And quote, Viktor Frankl. The ability to purposefully and deliberately choose how you react to things. Not reacting on instinct or because it's what's expected of you. Or giving into emotion or panic. Resisting sexual advances from someone attractive. Not leaving. Leaving is much easier. I mean sitting there and letting them do everything in their power to turn you on. But not acting on those urges. It takes a level of personal discipline that a lot of guys can't even imagine. Especially when you remove the no-touching handicap and let them do anything they want. Imagine letting a girl grind all over your lap. Then you just look her in the face and say, "Are you done yet?" ? And quote. When I was younger, though I had a GF, girls would flirt like crazy with me. During pool parties. When my GF wasn't there, they would tell me to meet them in my bedroom, wink wink. And I would have to say no cause I was always taught that cheating is wrong. Needless to say, the girl that I didn't cheat on during, though would have been so easy to do and was so hard to say no to, this period cheated on me. Pause. Is it true that men will always be the most attracted to young women, 20s, regardless of their own age? What do you think? Of course. It's entirely in line with our instincts and evolutionary programming for men to find young women attractive. I don't know why everyone pretends it's confusing. But I'm 40 now. Look. If a hot 20 years old came up to me and was obviously into me and obviously wanted to get physical, I'm not putting up much of a fight. But it's highly doubtful that a relationship would develop. And I'm not going to actively pursue someone so young. Young people care about a lot of shit that just isn't important to me at all. They lack experience and wisdom. It can be very tiring to be around them. I am 54 and thankfully my taste in women has matured as I have gotten older. As others have said, early 20s girls are like children to me. I find them cute and pretty like you would a kid. I want to make sure that they are getting enough to eat and that their homework is done. I will say that my tastes have not exactly kept up with my age though. I do go for women in their 30s and sometimes 40s. I seldom am attracted to a woman who is 54. Of course. My own emotional underdevelopment may have something to do with that. I question the depth of this. Yes, 20-something-year-olds are conventionally physically attractive. However, this is true for 30, 40 and 50-plus-year-olds. Attraction, however, is more than physical. I know some physically stunning 20-year-olds at my work with features, personality and intelligence that is repulsive. I'm also of the opinion. People who date significantly outside their age grouping is less about them being lucky to attract a younger partner, but more being too immature or unlucky to attract and grow with someone their age. How long can you go without intercourse? 3 years now and no one knows how much longer it will take. Currently too broke for a prostitute, so I draw a dot on my hand and name it Barbara von Klonstein 3 and quad. There is no rush and Barbara is really great. Mega friendly and unbelievably experienced. One of the best women out there and handsome beyond repair. 10/10. As long as needed, but I'm married. We go through cycles and have young children. We will fuck like rabbits 1 month, then it may be 5 to 6 weeks if we are busy as shit or the kid has a rough day or a babysitter falls through, so date night gets cancelled and neither of us feel horny at that point. The good thing is we still do get intimate and try to prioritize it, but sometimes life just goes off the rails for a few weeks. Then we jump back on it. I'm really struggling right now. Just had a kid and my wife isn't interested at all. Plus I've ran into a lot of former hookups lately. Obviously I didn't act on anything, but they were being really flirty. It's definitely a strong temptation after months of nothing. My wife has a pretty LL and mine is super high. So it's already frustrating. Don't worry though. I'm good at suffering. I knew going into this thread it was going to be filled with comments like well I'm 36 years old. So 36 years at least LOL and quat. I feel like these are not the kind of answers you are looking for. Personally, I am about to hit 1 year without sex. The first couple months I was very horny because I was used to having sex on a regular basis. But now I don't think about it too much. I'm going home in a few months. And I have an old flame there that I think wants to hook up. Should be fun. But it's not like I'm marking the days on the calendar until it happens lol.